Register today for the Be the Light virtual retreat, February 19th through 21st, 2021. This is a powerful spiritual activation weekend, complete with Reiki attunement, spiritual warfare training, how to access more of your gifts and abilities, and much, much more. Go to www.heartofinspiration.net today to register. That's www.heartofinspiration.net. See you there. Hello, Capricorn. This is Lisa with Heart of Inspiration, and I am here at this channel to help you lead a whole and healed, peaceful, and prosperous life. Nothing missing, nothing broken. And through Lightworker Academy, we are also here to help you identify, clarify, and prosper in your purpose. So I didn't want you to think that I left you out, because I didn't yesterday. Here's your Mercury Retrograde reading. This is going to be for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, but primarily for Cappy's Sun and Moon. And I say that because of all the energies that are at play in Aquarius during this very pivotal time during Mercury Retrograde. It's much more about our identity and our emotions. So much more about like that, who we believe that we are and who we believe that we're meant to be, and that we can believe that we are meant to serve a purpose of higher good as an individual to the collective, and then the energy that we put behind that and the emotions that we send out as a result of that, right? Being able to create that. Now, my reference was that I didn't get this up at the same day as all the rest of the earth signs, not because I just don't like Capricorns, but because I had some technical difficulties. And, you know, that is definitely part of Mercury retrograde, but it is not the main part. And it is not I don't feel at all it's the main part we should be focusing on right now, definitely. So, with all of this going on in Aquarius, right next door to you, I'm going to go over a little bit about what, Mercury retrograding in this time period, in this main, in this time period, in this, for this, how can we put it? Like, just era and time, right? Because we're kind of moving into a new space where the transits, while they have meant and represented things historically, and they still will at their basis represent those things, there's also a new fifth dimensional layer that has been put on top, and that we've got to understand that there's an additional meaning. There's more to this than just the standard, oh, my electronics ain't gonna work, or I'm just reviewing stuff, thoughts and ideas and stuff, and, better not make a decision during this retrograde time, because I feel like very strongly, because especially Mercury retrograde is so quick, and then we're, back again, going direct. It's perfectly fine to make decisions during this time period. In fact, you have to, because we're dealing with time in a new way. And that's another thing we're going to talk about. So as Mercury has gone through its retrograde period, it's gone past the Sun in Aquarius, right? By the time the new moon happens on the 11th, 12th, in that general vicinity of February, there's 6 planets. There'll be 6 planets, including the moon, at the time of the new moon. This is a major party in Aquarius. And so if we don't look at this in a completely new way, we're going to miss out on a transit that is really setting a long-term cycle for us, a long-term cycle about how we interact with the collective. And I'm seeing a lot of people that are not recognizing that, and I'm going to, I feel bad, because if this is the way you're still throwing temper tantrums, or you're still doing certain things, and this isn't everybody, I'm just saying in general, if you're still doing that, it's going to be problematic very soon. At any rate, so Mercury retrograde, going back past the Sun in Aquarius, again, that self-identity. Who am I in relationship to the collective, and who am I in relationship to myself? What is my highest good? What is my main mission? What is my main purpose? What did I come down here to do? Have I cleared out the karma? What are we doing around here, these here parts? Right? and where are we going? How are we doing it moving forward? So that's where that is. Okay. It was a time for you to review that, and you'll get a chance to like do it again, but hopefully you've been like gaining a real sense of self. And then it trucked on back past Jupiter, and it was like, Jupiter's like, hey, did you forget? Did you forget? I've got all these brand new gifts, these new abilities, and I've got this brand new world that I have created, and that you actually created before you ever came here. It's time to go get into that world. It's time for you to move into it. Hello, hello, hello. It's time. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Like Jupiter's like, rah, rah. Finally, you know, Jupiter's like so happy to be out of Capricorn after all that time and hanging out in Capricorn with Saturn and with Pluto. And it's like, that was, you know, a bunch of Debbie Downers for them, like for Jupiter. Jupiter was like, oh my God, like these two just cannot. There's enough melancholy to go around. Like they cannot handle it anymore. So Jupiter is happy to be in Aquarius because it's very forward thinking. Well, happier definitely than they were over it, and than it was over in Capricorn. Very forward thinking, very expansive, still restrictive, but in a different way. And I'm much more like, okay, well, this is the parent that's not quite as strict, and I can kind of do some new things and fun things. We can still have fun. We can still do new things. But it's more like, let's keep our thought process on the straight and narrow. And then Mercury goes back past, trucks right back on, back past Saturn, who actually is now acting very different now that Saturn is in Aquarius. Saturn in Capricorn falls back into typical Saturnian, you know, ways. Must do this way, must be this way, must. Structure, 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 cannot deviate, cannot deviate. And Saturn is probably pretty tired because throughout its duration and in its home sign, it was pretty much assaulted. Like, no, we're going to tear everything down that you've built up at this point. Like there was this whole group of like Aquarius energy people or entities that were like, the old guard, it's time for you to go. We're not doing you anymore. We're done. We're doing a new structure. We're building a new foundation. We're re-engineering the whole goddamn thing. So, you know, this is your last little hurrah. And while it might seem like there's a lot of, you know, establishment energy that seems to still be in play here and in power, I'm going to tell you it is an illusion, right? And I'm going to let you know that they might feel that way, or you might feel that way. It might feel like, well, as much as everything changed, everything still stayed the same. I'm going to ask you to continue to ramp up in this energy, because this energy says, I'm changing my foundation. I'm re-engineering it for the future and for the collective, and not so much for my own personal, you know, earthly gain. But I will get earthly gain, and I will be very comfortable. I will have earthly creation through higher dimensional means. And Mercury is going back to talk about that with Saturn again and illuminate it and help you like work through some kinks, or at least guide you to the people that can help you work through the kinks. And then we have Venus. Mercury and Venus come conjunct, and this is again true love, what you really value, how you really value yourself, your relationships, what really do you find beauty in, and how can you manage that and take that and then make that into something absolutely tremendous for yourself and for your family, for your future. How can you make that into something all brand new? And how can you make that into something that's going to really bless the collective? And so, and then it's going to come back and hit everybody else. It's somewhere in between that time, the moon's going to pass over it. So your feelings about it are also going to be illuminated. Now, and just to add a little bit of pep in your step, in case Capricorn, you thought you were just going to dance past this and not make any change, you have right now Uranus in Taurus trining your sun or your moon or your rising. So you got the trine there saying, yeah, this is a great time to do it. And it's squaring everything in Aquarius, saying we got to move. So this is not a Mercury retrograde for you just to sit by and just be like, whatever. This is one that you need to step up to the plate. My granddaughter made me a Valentine's Day card. I'm going to put this right here. She wanted me to leave it here, so I'm going to put it right here. So last night when I recorded this at first, these were the oracle cards that came out for y'all. Now, on this side, I'm using the Beyond the Lemuria deck. Wow, crazy. Endless Opportunities was on the bottom of the deck last night as well. Okay. Because Venus in Aquarius is very Lemurian type energy as well. So we need to be very aware of, you know, earthly realm with a shot of fifth density energy. And then we have, this is the Keepers of the Light oracle deck on this side. So I had already pulled these cards. So we're going to, the energy's still there. So I'm going to go on and talk about them. Now, we have unique gifts, Capricorn. There's going to be, there's going to be a number of unique gifts that you are going to, it's going to be reiterated to you that this is what you have across the, oh my gosh, you would think this is the first time I've done this all month. Full spectrum. So this is all 7 plus, actually, there's more than that. There's the Earth Star chakra down here that's been illuminated. We have the Ka chakra that's been, and probably the galactic as well, that has been illuminated here. We are talking a full spectrum of energetic energy and information that's being kind of beamed down on you, if you will. I mean, this really is a full spectrum of energy that's being beamed down on you during this Mercury retrograde. There's a lot of things that you have not yet even discovered about yourself that you will be discovering during this retrograde, or being put on the right path towards that discovery. So just get ready. These are some things that are going to open up to you. And I would actually set this as an intention during this full moon, that your unique gifts, that you do operate in any and all gifts and abilities that you intended to as you came and incarnated in this lifetime. So don't leave any behind and don't leave any out. Don't shortchange yourself, because you're going to need them more and more now than ever. And from the Keepers of the Light, we have Master Jesus. So this is the forgiveness card. You are on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father, healing is possible at this time. Some of you still have some masculine energy that needs to be, like, that harmed you, and we need to work on that area of forgiveness. Could be your father, doesn't necessarily have to be. This isn't for everybody, by the way, so don't put the shoe on if it doesn't fit, okay? But some of you have some masculine energy that needs to be healed, and because of some of the issues that have happened, the injury that's happened, your own divine masculine is kind of suffering because of it, and it makes it much more difficult to create, because your divine masculine is like not happy. It's not on an equal footing with the divine feminine. So this area of forgiveness of others, and forgiveness of self for being in that position is going to be very important to you and for you as we're moving forward and kind of hurtling through this towards this age of Aquarius. And then we have Melchizedek, higher learning. You have learned from experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. That goes towards forgiveness. That goes towards this full spectrum of all these chakras being lit up. Unique gifts are within you. So listen, this is all about your alchemic abilities. This is all about activation. This is all about determination. This is all about, like, illumination. This is about you turning that light on, Capricorn, and walking in the level of truth that maybe you've not really allowed yourself to walk in before. But it's time for you to allow yourself to walk in that level of truth and walk in this light, because you've had a ton of experience. And And light, not just as this woo-woo light. I'm talking about like actual power. Like, what we don't seem to understand is love and light, and those frequencies of love and light and higher frequency energy is powerful. And it contributes to changing, to altering, to recreating your world. So it's time for that to start to kick in. And you to find it, and you to utilize it, and you to take it to heart, and stop just like kicking yourself in the butt for not doing it. But it's Jupiter is giving you this full spectrum, this wide range of gifts and abilities. And then Venus is kind of saying it's time to forgive, find the beauty in yourself, and find it within yourself, and finally say, I am worth it to set myself free. And then take this energy of higher learning and go within, right? And learn to use these gifts that are not third dimensional. This is higher stuff, man. That's a powerful reading for you guys. I feel like I could sit here and talk to you guys about this for quite a while. There's a lot I want that's here. But thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. And please leave me some comments below. I'd like to know what gifts you've already noticed are like kind of coming to you. You know, just like how this resonated with you, and where we're going to take this reading. And if higher learning does come to you, like you're like, you know, at least I'm really ready to kind of get into my purpose, and ready to help heal others, Lightworker Academy is in full swing. It is open. We are functioning. We are ready to go, baby. And we are right now, you may have seen down in this lower corner over here, you may have seen where I have a, you know, I've called it a mandate, but it was just impressed upon me, the source impressed upon me the goal of launching 100 Lightworkers in 100 days. So to that end, we have started a spiritual counselor energy healing certification program. It's an ongoing program. And, you know, if you're interested in stepping out into that purpose, there's a link down below. So just check it out. There's a link down below in the description that if you can then go and book a 15-minute call with me, and that'll be the first step in the enrollment process. So go on and click that link if you feel called to any area really of mastery of energy and mastery of self. This spiritual counselor and energy healer certification can assist you. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love you guys so much. Namaste. Bye-bye.